So I'm just doing a simple upgrade to this garage where I'm swapping out this 4-foot fluorescent hanging light fixture, and I'm gonna mount on the ceiling an LED 4-foot fixture where I don't have to mess with bulbs in the future. So when I open up this lamp holder, which provides the power, I find something that is all too common, and that is things were not done correctly before me. So the question is, how do we easily fix this? Now there's two things that we need to correct here, but first what we wanna do is use a non-contact voltage tester, testing the hot sides and just making sure we have no power coming to this fixture. Once that's confirmed, I have a switched hot that's coming to my light. That's okay, I'm going to reuse that. But this is also used as a junction, passing power through to the same circuit. And electrical tape is wrapped around those wires with no wire nut or any sort of wire connector. And I have the same thing over here for my neutrals. Believe it or not, this hot side was actually code compliant because not only are the wires twisted, but solder is actually holding those together. Now this was more common back in your kind of knob and tube days where people would solder their splices and then insulate those with electrical tape, which is its main purpose. But I am gonna update this nonetheless because that electrical tape can dry out, become brittle, and fall off in the future, which is not good. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the solder part to add the wire connector. Now, depending on how much wire you had, you might need to clean these wires up and use as much length as possible, or you can clean them off like this and strip off new insulation so you have new exposed copper. So instead of messing with traditional wire nuts where I need to strip off a little bit more, I would pre-twist and then I would seat that wire nut on top. I'm gonna go with the easier solution, which is a Wago 221, and specifically this is the 412. It can hold 2 wires and it goes up to 12 gauge. And there's a size comparison for you where the Wago is actually a little bit smaller as well. Super easy to use. You just open up those levers, you pass your first wire in, making sure it's seated all the way down, as you can see, through the translucent housing, and then just pass your second wire in, again making sure that it's passing all the way down, and with the pull test you can see it's securely fastened to the bus bar connecting that circuit. Moving on, I'll remove this lamp holder and now bring together the neutral sides. Again, I'll remove the electrical tape, and if you need to keep your wires, you can spray WD-40 on them, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then wipe those off with a rag, getting the electrical tape residue off. With mine, I have a little extra length, so I'm going to clip those off and prepare these 3 neutral wires to go into a Wago 415. That's a 5-wire Wago that can go up to 12 gauge. Now I only need 4 wires, these 3 here, and then 1 additional going to light fixture, but Wago only makes a 2, 3, and 5-wire connector. Now we'll get all the wires placed into this connector, and it's always good to finish off with that pull test, confirming everything's secure. So the first issue is corrected. The electrical tape is out, and specifically in my case, because I had solder actually holding the wires together, the electrical tape was not against code, but is definitely not best practice. That will degrade over time and is something that you really want out of any sort of junction or electrical box. So we have one more thing to fix that actually does go against code, but first, if you need a reference to any of the tools or specifically these little lever nuts that I'm using, you can check down in the description. You'll see a link to our Amazon store. That's where I keep all the different tools that I think are great for DIYers, and you'll see me use on all my different videos. Specifically in that electrical section, you'll see some great starter kits. So if you've never tried the Wago lever nuts, you'll see starter kits for minimal investment. You'll be able to try them out and see if they're right for your electrical project. So let's jump back in and finish our second issue so I can get this light hung. So the issue is we do not have this metal electrical box grounded. So if there was a short between the hot and this box, without a ground, you're not going to trip your breaker, and it's going to turn this box hot. So if anybody's up in the attic and touches that box, they could get a shock. So what I'll do to tie this in is first I'll take this crimp off. And then I do need to get a pigtail bonding to this box. So what I'll do is use this screw here that's holding this Romex coming into the box. I'll loosen that up. Then with a small pigtail with a J-hook in the clockwise direction, and just loop that around that screw and then just tighten things back up. Then similar to the neutrals, we'll just bring those together in one 5-wire Wago lever nut. And then do a pull test, making sure everything's secure. So now we have those two issues fixed. The electrical tape is out, and we also have a grounded metal electrical box. Why I like those Wagos so much is you can basically have a light fixture ready to go and prepped on the ground, and you either have your lever nuts here at the light fixture or ready to go at your electrical box. And then once you get everything lined up, you're holding the light fixture and then really only flipping 3 of these levers, one on the hot, one on the neutral, one on the ground, to get your light wired, so then you can start mounting it to your ceiling. It just makes things way easier as compared to fighting with wire nuts. Now, if you want to continue improving your knowledge with DIY electrical projects, check out this video right here, because 80% of people are using the wrong screwdriver when installing outlets. So thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you on that next one. Take care.